Hi, Desert Hot Springs. Welcome to the Mayor's Quarterly Update. I'd like to talk about first is COVID. It's obviously something that stays on our radar and something that we got to continue to talk about. Please respect the businesses that ask you to wear your mask, and please respect the orders from the county for right now. The City of Desert Hot Springs is not going up and beyond what the county and state and the CDC is basically putting out there. So please don't let any of those rumors get out that we're putting on more mandates than necessary at this point. There are still sites you can get tested at, and there are still sites you can get vaccinated at if you choose to. If you have any trouble with that, please go to the City of Desert Hot Springs, which is www.cityofdhs.org, our website, and you can get the up-to-date information and places that will be able to assist you if you need that. There's lots of resources out there, so if you're still having trouble with rent or your business is still having some trouble, a lot of the resources are running out of money, but there's still some out there, and you can contact our city staff and they can assist you on that. The second thing I'd like to talk about today is our recreational program in Desert Hot Springs. It's been something that we've been talking about for years. And when I became mayor, the rec program was one of our highlights that we really wanted to focus on here in Desert Hot Springs. So we worked with our staff to develop this new program. We built this beautiful health and wellness center, and then the recession hit. But when I became mayor again, we tried to revive that and really talk about what is important for our youth and our young adults and even some of our older adults in our community when it comes to recreational program. We left the contract with the Boys and Girls Club and actually have our own recreational program now here in Desert Hot Springs, which mirrors what a Boys and Girls Club facility would do, but it's a lot better. It has a lot more educational programs for our kids today. And if you want to sign your child up for that program, please stop by the Health and Wellness Center located at Cholla and Pearson right next to the high school, and you can do that. So Monday through Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to noon, and then Monday through Wednesday 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. you can actually sign up and use the gym, meaning that you can go play basketball. And this is something we've been wanting to get into programming for such a long time. So with that said, what you can do is go down to the gym or the Health and Wellness Center and sign up. It's $50 for a whole year membership. That's it. If you're a non-resident of Desert Hot Springs, meaning you live in the county, or not a resident of Desert Hot Springs paying taxes in the general fund, you can still be a member of that gym, and it only costs you $150 for the whole year. With those memberships, that'll get you into the gym those days of the week. And right now we have a youth basketball program that's just going wild. I think we have about 80 kids involved in it, so it's really fun right now. And what I'd like to announce now, starting October 6th, every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m., we're gonna have an over 40 pickup league. So if you're over 40 and you're an old guy like me, you can go down and get some exercise and just play in a pickup league. Go down there, see a couple people playing, and there's a couple half courts going on there, and you can just play some basketball and get some great cardio. So again, starting October 6th, between the hours of 6 and 8, over 40 pickup league. This leads me into our website upgrades. Recently, we've been enhancing our website here at Desert Hot Springs. So if you're a developer and you want to process your paperwork, you can do that now through our enhanced website. And what's great about our new online registration system is that you can go online. I know that a lot of you have not a lot of time in your life, and anybody that can get on their phone, get onto the web real quick and be able to register themselves and then be able to utilize those activities is important. So on the city website, www.cityofdhs.org, you'll be able to go on there and register yourself for our recreational programs in the future. So look forward to that. That'll enhance all our online services that we have now, from registering for our rec program to being able to buy your business licenses and be able to put in your plans for development in the future. So really excited about the enhancements that are coming to our website. If you're really interested in cleaning up Desert Hot Springs, myself and Mayor Pro Tem Russell Betts started a program not long after the election to actually get in and start cleaning up Desert Hot Springs. And what this means basically is that we put together a committee of a small group of people to really discuss where we need to focus here in Desert Hot Springs. This goes hand in hand with what Desert Hot Springs is already doing. We have contracted with Desert Valley Disposal and some other vendors to actually go out and clean up the city. So I don't know what the problem is and why people think it's okay to take your truck and dump your trash in our deserts or on our side streets or in front of your homes without calling Desert Valley Disposal to pick it up. It just doesn't make sense. You as a homeowner and a resident of Desert Hot Springs get 4 free pickups a year, plus you get 2 free phone calls to get more pickups. So you get 6 pickups a year if you want. All you gotta do is put your trash on the street, call them, they'll pick it up. It doesn't make sense to dump it in our deserts because all it does is cause you, the taxpayer, me, the taxpayer, money to have to pay these individuals to go clean it up for you. So if you do see this out there, there's a new ordinance that's being discussed by the city council with a $10,000 fine. That means if you see someone dumping trash and we catch them and prosecute them, we're gonna charge them $10,000 fine for dumping trash in Desert Hot Springs. Going hand in hand with this program is a cleanup committee. George Padilla is one of our local residents and volunteered to be our chairman of this committee, is working on identifying homes in our community that need enhancements. Basically need paint, they need help with their gardening, they need some trees trimmed, those types of things that we as a small group of people can actually go out and clean those up and help clean those up as volunteers in our community. We also have another cleanup program going along Palm Drive. We have a small group of people that are actually going out and going to the empty lots and picking up trash in those empty lots. This is all going hand in hand with what we're trying to do to make sure that Desert Hot Springs has a cleaner image and a cleaner city for you. We can't control the winds, we can't control the trash that blows around, but what we can do is control where it lands and how to pick it up and get it cleaned up for our image of Desert Hot Springs. Again, if you see someone dumping trash, let us know immediately. If we prosecute them, they're gonna get a $10,000 fine. This goes into the Hyundai Hotel. This has been a lot of discussion recently. About 3 years ago, we've been starting a process on, being the city started a process on building code violations on this hotel because of what they have not done. After so long, this last year, we ended up in court with the Hyundai Hotel to force them in to clean up their hotel, which ended up forcing us into being able to go in there as a city and have our city building inspectors look at the building. The building was not habitable anymore, and we are now working, we have now red tagged it. You'll see a chain link fence up around the facility, and that's because we are actually closing it down. Until the owner of the hotel can comply and clean it up and make it inhabitable again, then he will get his license back to do so. If he does not, the city will continue to take measures to make sure that that hotel is cleaned up, as we should with all our properties here in Desert Hot Springs. This is just one example of many when we're going through the code process on what happens. Most of the time we get compliance, but there's a lot of times we don't. And because of that, we end up in court to have a judge make a ruling whether we're being not fair or fair, and in this case we're being very fair, and we gave plenty of time. There are some individuals being relocated right now, and when that's finished, the hotel will be completely locked up and won't be able to be entered until it is completely cleaned up. I wanted to say thank you to our city staff for the fireworks show, and this leads us into our holiday season now. Coming up is our December holiday event here in Desert Hot Springs. This year we will have our holiday parade in the evening, which will lead down to the center of the city here and have our event that we've had for the last few years. We have music and rides, and it's all free to you, the residents of Desert Hot Springs, as a holiday wish from our city council to you to have a great season. So with that said, I look forward to that. We're just really excited about that. Some sad news, Frank Cabrera, some of you might know, lived here for a long time, helped in the volunteer fire department for over 30 years here at Desert Hot Springs. He recently, 3 years ago, had a stroke and passed away on August 12th. He was a very big mentor of mine in the volunteer fire department. I believe with all his service to the city of Desert Hot Springs, he really deserves recognition. Our city council has taken a moment of silence for him on September 7th, and we want to continue to honor him for his service here at Desert Hot Springs. We also will be taking a moment of silence for the 13 men and women that lost their lives in the Middle East recently. It's tragic deaths, and 2 of those heroes of ours in the military were from Riverside County, 1 locally from the Coachella Valley. So we want to say that we appreciate to their families all the hard work and service that they gave us in protecting our freedoms here in the United States of America. And I know that was a little bit of a somber moment, but we're going to talk about something that's really great here in Desert Hot Springs. Our local mixed martial arts studio, which is the Kihan Mixed Martial Arts, is owned by Eddie Bates, and he has mentored young men and women into these tournaments. And with that said, a couple years ago they went off to the Worlds. I think there was 3 young ladies that went off and brought back medals. This year, actually 4 young ladies qualified to go to the, let me get this right, it's the Youth Mixed Martial Arts World Championships, and it was in Sofia, Bulgaria this year. And this is put on by the International Mixed Martial Arts Federation, and this year attracted more than 330 competitors representing 23 countries, and this took place from July 30th through August 1st. We had 4 young ladies that qualified: Hannah Wagstaff, Andrea Frisk, Irene Orozco, and Allison Keenan. And they all went to Bulgaria, and they came back with medals. Allison won a bronze in her 16 to 17-year-old 63 kilogram division. Irene, in 16 to 17-year-old in the 52 kilogram division, she won a bronze also. And Andrea, in the 16 to 17-year-old 63 kilogram, won a silver medal. And Hannah Wagstaff, who won gold medal for her division in the 13 to 15-year-old 57 kilogram, she is a world champion now. And she took 4 matches straight across and won a gold medal. Couldn't be more proud of all of you guys. Couldn't be more proud of Keon Mixed Martial Arts Studio. Thank you for what you've done for our community and bringing awareness of where Desert Hot Springs is in the world, and you put us on the map. So thank you, and ladies, for that. We have unveiled a billboard on the way out of Desert Hot Springs on Palm Drive, just before Dillon Road. A billboard representing these young ladies and their accomplishments. And we've asked them to be the Grand Marshal of this year's parade here in Desert Hot Springs. So we really want to honor them for what they've done, and thank you again for really making Desert Hot Springs look so good. And lastly here on my quarterly report will be the state of the city. This is only just a snapshot of some of the things that are happening in Desert Hot Springs. We really want to talk a lot about economic development and what we got coming and great announcements, but you're going to have to wait till the state of the city. The state of the city will be on October 21st. It'll be hosted by the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce, and we will actually be live on YouTube. I believe it'll be recorded, and you'll be able to watch it at your leisure when you'd like to. And if you want to get a hold of us, you can hit us up on social media, or you can just look at the bottom of the screen here and get my information off of there, and just give us a phone call or an email or whatever you like to make it as easy as possible. I text message, I do it all. With that, we'll see you next quarter. Yeah.